o'clock. Time can't wait, cause life don't stop. So what you gonna do with the time you got? We're living our lives. Yep, it's the Pringles life. We're living our lives. Yep, it's the Pringles life.
We gon' show you what we do around here.
Oh, we gon' show you our life.
So we gon' keep it 100 with you.
You ain't gotta ask why.
Always coming with our A game. Ooh, nothing less.
So stay tuned and keep watching to see what's next.
My name is Casey, aka Daddy, and I'ma leave that right there.
My name is Erica, aka Mama. Always rockin' rough and tough with this big hair.
My name is Cam. You know I'm fresh to death. You know I'm clean. My little sis got next.
I'm Kaylee. I'm the baby. And this is
Life with the Pringles. Living our lives. Yep, it's the Pringles life. We're living our lives. Yep, it's the Pringles life.
You not gonna talk? Oh my god.
Okay, so I guess
I got a Bang energy drink. No sugar. Trying to lose weight. I'm hecka tired though. This is mine. I ain't gonna even say it. Go ahead. Sorry.
what I was
Don't do it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
what I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted was I was going to tell a lot of people ask how we met, so I'm going to tell you the truth of what happened. Okay, so Casey has loved me his entire life.
Oh, she talking about herself now. She is talking about herself.
No.
You better tell the
you
better
you
tell the
didn't love
gospel.
me.
You know what the
you
gospel
didn't love
is?
me.
You know,
you didn't love me, or
no, not before you loved me.
I didn't love you.
Oh, you
No,
did.
I didn't.
You
no,
did.
I didn't. I was like, oh, he cute. His hair is nice.
Start from the very, very beginning though.
That is the beginning.
No, start from the very, very beginning.
Okay, so our grandfathers were pastors and neighbors. And
In 9800 Dagville, East Oakland, baby.
sir, I'm talking in the middle of this awesome story that is going to never mind. Anyway,
It's
so
going what?
it's going to expose the truth.
Okay.
So our pastors our grandfathers were pastors, and my mom and Casey's dad, they grew up as neighbors. So
If I would have do, the girl next door would have been you. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay, and so basically, like, our churches fellowshipped, and then I think my grandmother used to watch like some of Casey's aunts and uncles and stuff like that, and because it was like, you know, a close knit neighborhood, and it was in what, the 60s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we ended up
And early 80s.
right, and early 80s. So I was actually born
900 Dag. She don't want to claim it though. She claimed Brookfield.
I know absolutely nothing about that.
By the way, we on the way to pick up our kids.
No shade. I don't know anything about Dad. I love Dad because that's like the history of like my family. So I got nothing against Dad. I just don't know Dad because I didn't grow up there. So I grew up in Brookfield, which is like another community in East
Right
Oakland.
over the
like
ramp.
yeah, literally over the ramp.
The freeway separates the neighborhood.
Right, but that's where I grew up, so I know Brookfield. I went to, you know, it just is what it is. And so anyway, long story short, our churches were fellowship. We ended up moving, I guess, right after I was born, like in the 80s, and we moved to Brookfield. And so I was with my mom, and then like years passed, we would still fellowship as churches. And what happened was, when he was like in his teens and stuff, you know, he grew up and he had, you know.
It was before that. We was like 9. What you skipping all them years.
So basically, we would fellowship over the years.
I was like, what, 9?
Whatever.
7.
I
was 7, you was 9.
So he used to sing, you know, and I was like, oh, whoa.
I used to sing?
Shut up. He was really young, and what stood out was he was young. And for one, let me just say this. Every time we fellowship with Pringles, with New Testament, I look forward to it because I love music, and their whole family can play music.
Well, but tell the truth, why you really look forward.
You're not gonna get in my
They was missionary Baptists. I'm talking about
yes, Prince of Peace Missionary Baptist Church, and yes, stop. Stop it. Yes, we did sing hymnals.
We was
Okay.
we apostolic. We came in there. We.
Whatever.
Hey! We shout. They, you know what I'm saying? They was just.
I shouted.
They was
I was
reading,
the only one.
She
Though.
was the only one. They was reading hymnal books.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
We were talking about bless that wonderful name of Jesus.
We would do that song.
How would you do it though?
Bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Oh,
So
bless that
Baptist.
wonderful name of
So Baptist. Why y'all clap so loud?
Jesus.
And we come and bless that wonderful name of Jesus.
Everything was just fast.
We was off.
Everything was fast. But I'm not gonna lie, you know, as a music head, I enjoyed it and it was different, it was fun. And I was like, oh, I wish we could do that. But hey, got us a label. And so I ended up, what happened to me, I ended up learning how to play piano, and I ended up, I think around 12 years old, I ended up taking over the youth choir, and I kind of taught myself to play, and my grandfather just encouraged me to keep playing. But to get back to our story, okay,
Yeah,
so they would come, I brought it back, they would come, and he was, what stood out to me, because for one, they could do, you know, it was fun, it was fire, it was dope, but what stood out was like, wait a minute, he could sing. And he had like this real powerful voice with all this slick little curly hair. And I'm like, well, he's really cute. And, you know, not even thinking kids, whatever.
Yeah.
And then as years went on, you know, we all matured and grew up. And I'm
She
like,
had a crush on me when I was 7 and she was 9.
it was
She ain't
not
gonna
like
tell you that. It wasn't.
I said you could sing, you were cute.
You didn't have a crush on me.
Not like that.
Who you lying? She lying through her doggone teeth.
Anywho, so fast forward some years, we had a musical at our church. And
How old was you? About 18?
no, I was older than that.
Nah.
Yes, I was.
Oh, you was
Yes.
like 20.
Yeah.
Because I was 18. She
You was
older
like-
than me.
you was almost-
She a cougar. She robbed the cradle.
And you were glad it happened.
It was cool.
It is cool. So anyway, what happened?
Let me tell you this. I came up in there and I hadn't seen her for a while. She had on this tight dress. I was like, ooh wee. I'm like, okay. Okay, go ahead.
And then you know what? So I sang, and at this time, my mama, my cousin, and my my two cousins,
She
my
was showing
auntie.
off because I was there.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, she was. Oh my God, she was showing off.
Okay, I love it.
She was
But
showing
anyway,
off.
so
And she was playing the piano. Did you tell them that?
oh, when I played for the choir.
We gonna have another episode where Erica gonna play the piano for y'all and she gonna sing for y'all.
Anyway, so like I said, my auntie, my mama, and my cousins, we had like a little, I don't want to say group, but we decided to sing a song together, right? So we're singing, and my nerves got the best of me.
Woo!
And one part of the song came.
No, I know one part.
Shut up. Well, that same part. This one part of the song came, and
What was the song?
I'm not even. I know the song. I said it.
Woo!
But anyway, my voice cracked.
Pure comedy.
Heck hard.
She cracked like, I kid you not, no exaggeration, about 8 times.
No, it was no 8
Okay,
times.
okay, 5. No.
3.
No, 5.
3.
Every time the certain part came around, she cracked.
It
And
was 3.
I was
I know
holding
it.
my laugh so bad, and she was so embarrassed. Oh my God.
You know how like when you, okay, so singers, you know like when you sing and then like you know, doggone it, something happens, like, and then you try to redeem yourself, and so you're like, okay, I'm gonna try it again. I'm prepared. I'm ready for it. And then it happens again. It's like, oh, bruh, like we're failing. We're failing. You try it again, and then it's like, oh crap, just end the song. So that's kind of where I was, and I was like, when I say the humiliation was just at an all-time high, and I'm like, it was in front of him.
Obviously, you see we driving.
It was like it was in front of him. I was so embarrassed and so heartbroken. It was just horrible. And then like
she was still fine. Though, I ain't gonna lie.
And then like another funny thing too was like, should I even say what happened at that service? It was like that whole service was just bad.
About somebody in your family? Don't do that.
Okay, anyway, I'm not gonna say it.
Don't do that.
Anyway, okay. So I felt, you know, like awful, and then so maybe like a year later, I think it was a year later, I ended up
that same night.
No, it was not. This is a different one. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get to it.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
So what happened was a year later, I was over the youth department, and so I was putting together a musical, and I'm like, okay, who should we invite? And I was like, oh, we gotta have the Pringles. Like, they gotta come. They gotta come.
She wasn't like, ooh, who can we invite?
Yes,
she was
I
like,
was.
No, she wasn't. She was like, we inviting Casey. Yeah, they coming.
Oh, lies you tell.
Don't tell the truth, Erica.
I'm not gonna. No. Anyway, so look, let me say, I remember it like it was yesterday. So I called their house. I got their number. I forget who I got the number from, but I got their number, and so I called the house, and he answers the phone, and I was like, I'll never forget, and I felt like a dork. I was like, hi, this is Erica. You know, I'm calling from Prince of Peace. You know, I'm over the youth department. I was wondering if, you know, we can invite you to our youth program.
The phone?
Yeah, you answered the program.
I don't even remember
yeah,
that.
he was like, oh, let me check with my dad, and I was like, oh, is this Casey Pringles Jr.? I said it just like that.
She got quiet.
And then he was like, yeah, and he kind of laughed. And I was like, oh my God. It was just so like, the fact that I said his whole freaking name was just like, it was horrible. I was like, is Casey Pringles Jr.? I'm like, Erica, what are you doing? So anyway, they came. And so this, like I said, was a year later. So he comes in again, and
it was me and my uncles, Mark, Terry, and then my brother Demi. We had a quartet group.
So they came, and it was fun. It was good. I didn't crack that time. And so when church was over, I kind of like, because I'm like, okay, look now, he's older, you know, like that. I embarrassed myself last year, but I redeemed myself this year. Like, let me just put something out. Let me just see. So I was like, I said, how you doing? He's like, good. I said, thank y'all for coming. I was like, you know you're gonna be my husband, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I looked at her like she was crazy. Your husband? I'm 18 doing my thing or whatever. She was bad. But I'm like, your husband? And now, you don't come to a man especially at 18 years old and say, you gonna make it, I almost said something, you gonna make somebody run.
No, but in my defense, I honestly didn't know how young he was. Or
no. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I was grown. I was 18.
No, but I'm just saying, but still.
Okay, I could have been 30. You don't go to a man and say, you gonna be my husband.
It was a joke.
It don't matter. You don't
anyway, it worked. Okay. So anyway.
Eventually.
It worked.
Because we didn't stay together after that.
No, we didn't. We ended up breaking up. And then.
But no. And then what happened that night?
So he invited me to Denny's on Hagenberger. And so I took my little cousin with me. Excuse me. I took my little cousin with me because it was Deborah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I didn't want to go by myself. So I took my cousin with me. And he's like, oh, yeah, we just going to eat real quick. And so at that time I had a pager. So he paged me. And I was like, oh, okay. So we ended up meeting at Denny's or whatever. And then when it was over, like, it was fun. It was really fun. And Demi, that's his younger brother. He was so cute. It was just so cute. But anyway, it was fun. It was like kind of like surreal because I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of weird. Like, because I do like him and it's like he kind of vibing with me, but it's still kind of weird. So anyway, long story short, we ended up like kind of breaking up or not, just talking after.
But what else happened that night after?
We hugged each other. And so
I was smooth with that thing, man.
We hugged, and then he kissed me on my cheek, and I was like,
she wanted me to kiss her on the lip. I was like, nah, bruh.
That's all.
Nah,
okay.
Bruh. You got the weight on that, baby.
So I was like, okay. So that was that. We kept in touch, and then it was kind of like whatever. I don't know, it didn't happen. And then so the following year, I remember his birthday. And so like, the following year happened, it popped up.
But we kind of hung out a little bit after that. That wasn't just the only time, and then the following year.
Well, Yeah, it was. Because it
it?
was. It was like really, really, when I say it was quick, it was that one little time, and then we like text and page, and that was it. And then like, so like the following year, his birthday came, and I called him on his birthday.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, so look, I called him on his birthday, and I was like, oh, I don't know, he might not have the same number, but lo and behold, he did. And I was like, hey, it's Eric. I just wanted to call him, wish you happy birthday. Didn't want anything. I hope all is well. Yada yada yada. So he was like, oh yeah, well we actually going to my auntie's house or my uncle's house, just to kind of like have a little fun. So I'm like, okay. He's like, you want to go? I was like, sure.
I remember
so
that.
Gwen, his auntie Gwen, she picks me up. I remember him, and I want to say Darius was there. I think Darius was there too.
Okay.
His cousin Darius was in the car. And I'm still like, okay, who's this? But I was still just like, whatever. I'm like, okay. So we get there, and it's like everybody, just about like aunts and uncles were there, and it was just still kind of like a weird, like surreal feeling, because it's like all we've ever done was fellowship. Like that was it.
I was
beyond church.
I had a little bottle.
And we played.
That was the old.
Right, we had fun and we played, and
Erica had
danced.
a bottle too. Don't try to leave that out.
Oh, I did. And I'm not gonna say what happened like at a wedding.
Ooh.
Wedding reception of his uncle.
Oh my God.
Never mind. Okay, anyway. But at that point, like everything was cool, and then we was like, okay, what we doing? Like for real, like what we doing? Like we gonna like do this? Because I was like, basically I put it to him like this. I was like, I already know you got chicks and you got other girls. I'm like, I got a son. I ain't trying to be playing around with no games. Like I was like, I like you. So if you want to like make this official or like be exclusive, like just say something. If not, I ain't tripping. And so, because I had like friends on the side too, but I wasn't. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I wasn't serious with nobody, but I had people. So anyway, long story short, he was like, no, let's do it. So then we ended up. I was in college. I was going to Patton, I think, at the time. And he was in the UC Berkeley Young Inspirational Gospel Choir.
I had some chicks there too, you know what I'm talking about.
No, ugly girls. No, I'm playing.
Ooh, hater.
I'm just playing. But anyway, so they was rude. But anyway, so he was like, you should join this choir I'm in. And I was like, well, I'm already in school. I'm not tripping or whatever. I was studying music, and I was like super like into like the ministry that I wanted to be serious as far as a worship leader.
You was She thought she was.
I said I thought. So I went to school, Patton University. They had a worship leader, like they had that as an actual major. So I was there, and like I had taken a vow of celibacy and all that. Like I was really trying. I said I was trying, but then
I came around.
Yeah, it was bad.
I said, hey,
I repented.
come here, girl.
I repented. But I cried too. I was like, I broke the vow. And then
she didn't cry too long.
I sure did. It was just a habit. Like
you bad.
Shut up, you bad or worse. Anyway, so I auditioned for the choir, and it was with Sylvester Henderson, who I love. So we were in the choir for about a year.
Yeah.
And then after the choir was over, he was like, well, I go to school in Pittsburgh. You should come there because that's where the teacher is. And I was like, Pittsburgh? I ain't trying to drive to no Pittsburgh.
I had moved from the East Bay, from the town or whatever, to Antioch. And I didn't even, like, I it was a short-lived, I don't know, I stayed out there. But she commuted all the way from 98.
Let me tell my truth.
Don't make it seem like it was only because of Mr. Henderson.
No, it was.
She wanted to be with me. She wanted to be with me.
No, I was into the music.
Yeah, okay.
I auditioned for the choir, and then he was like, you're a really good singer. You should take my courses at LMC. And I was like, it's too far. He's like, this is what you need to do. Are you serious about music? And I was like, of course I am. And he was like, if you're serious about music, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to Patton. And he said, you're gonna go to Patton, you're gonna withdraw from the school, and then you're gonna, on Monday, you're gonna go to LMC. No, I'm not. Because you're talking about the reason. You're gonna go to LMC and you're gonna enroll in these classes. And I was like, sure.
1 hour later.
That's actually what I did. So I did that.
And she loved every bit of it. I was right there.
I loved all the classes, and yes, it was fun that he was there too. But then it was, yeah.
So all that school stuff was in around about 2003, 4? Because we broke up after that too, I think. For a minute, when we got back, that was like 2003.
It was quick.
We broke up. did our little thing or whatever. We got
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I did. We got back together, and fast forward to December 3rd.
No,
Wait,
it's Christmas Eve.
Can I talk? Can I correct myself? Golly. December 3rd is our wedding day. Anyway, on Christmas Eve in 2004, I proposed to her at Black Angus in San Lorenzo, California. She done lost her mind. She said, "Oh my God, my wish came true since I was 9 years old."
You a lot. Anybody said that.
And then we got married a year later, December 3rd, 2005. And we've been married now for almost 15 years. It's been a long time. A very long time. It went by kind of quick.
Still a long time.
But yeah, now, like she said, she had a son already, Isaiah. That's my son. When I got with her, he was only 2 years old. First time. Sometimes we was on dates and her mama wouldn't watch him. He was in his car seat in the back seat. I'm like, oh my God.
We couldn't even really kiss.
Yeah, right.
That was all we could do.
Huh.
That was all we could do.
Anyway, we got married in 2005. And fast forward, now this is 2020. We've been married this year, December will be 15 years. 2 kids later, we got a son, Cameron Lee Pringle.
Cam.
He 13. And we have a daughter, Kaylee Star Pringle.
That's my baby, my little lady.
She just turned 9. And we on the way to pick them up.
Yes.
And you can see them shortly.
Yes.
All right, y'all, we out. All right, y'all, we just picked up the kids. Kaylee it was Kaylee's birthday last week, and one of her friends gave her a birthday gift. You want to tell them who gave you a birthday gift?
Ina and Kaylee.
And Roxy. We're going to call her right now.
You want to say thank you?
Thank you.
All right, what's your name?
Kaylee.
And who are you?
Cam. Okay, Kaylee, we're calling right now so you can say thank you real quick. Hey girl, we just opened the gift. We just wanted to call and say thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Ooh, and the crazy thing is I was going to buy this too. Lip Bar been wanting to buy some. Thank you. We appreciate you.
For KK or for...
Oh, no, for me. The Lip Bar, I was like trying to figure out what to buy from there. Thank you.
Yeah, I have that lip liner. It's so bomb. Like, I love that.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Like, you know how you have like a go-to brown liner? Like, that's my go-to brown liner.
Ooh.
So I was just like, oh, we almost the same kind of complexion. And every black girl need a nice
Right.
Brown liner. You know, and then some gloss and, you know, if you want to play around with some eyeshadows, those are super pretty.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, please let the girls know Kay said thank you too.
Okay, I will.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, all this nonsense foolishness she's talking about, please. She's trying to hear what I'm saying. Hey! Close that door. Okay, go and close the door. Like I said, all that foolishness she was talking about, she's lying to you. She was on me since I was 9. You can ask her auntie. Her auntie's name is Jackie Deans. She told her auntie when she was 9 that she was gonna marry me. This is all true. I promise you. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when we got together, it made her dreams. And then when I gave her that bow,
drug money, they can buy you what you want. Drug money.
it was over. She robbed the cradle too. She older than me. Oh my God. Trust me, she was on me. Alright?
What's up, y'all? So I think that my mom is telling the truth. I'm gonna tell you why I think that. So we was talking earlier, and then I even seen a video of my parents. They were doing a video on that couch, and they were, and I think that my dad had a crush on my mom first because one of the questions on the video was, who said I love you first? And my dad said he loved her first. So I asked my mom, and she said, oh my God, he was so flattered. So I was like, I don't know. So for this one, I'm gonna take my mom's side on this one.
So I believe both my parents, but I believe my dad because my mom had a crush on him. video about just the parents, and it said he pointed at himself and with the question that said I love you first. That's why I think.
Okay. So y'all know all that foolishness that he was talking in the car. Ain't none of that true. Casey is madly in love with me. From the first time we met. Okay. He was on me. He was on me, okay? And he fell first. That's all I have to say. He tried to say I was sprung first. No, I said, well, you're cute. You had nice hair. But he was sprung. He fell first. He said, I love you. How you gonna say I said I love you first, and that means you already, he knew the whole time. He knew the whole time. And yeah, he put a ring on it. So believe that. Okay?